I'm sure we have all followed with fascination the ongoing volcanic eruptions that are occurring in Iceland, and we have looked at images like this that are coming from some of the webcams seeing the volcano erupting just at the moment whenever it erupts itself. And here we have some of the aerial footage, which is showing the fissure eruption as the lava erupts out. It's all absolutely fascinating to see. But I want to show you how we can use geospatial technologies like the Sentinel Hub EO browser using Copernicus satellite imagery to follow these events in near real time. So you open up this interface, and it's a relatively simple one to use. We're going to type in Iceland here in the search bar, and we'll just click on that and it takes us into that location. I'm going to zoom in here to the Reykjanes Peninsula where I know the volcano has been erupting. Its defaults to Sentinel-2, which is what we are after, and we just simply click search. Some images will appear and I just simply click on these to visualize them, and here I have already the data of the volcano erupting. Now if I zoom in here, I can see the spatter cones where it's coming out and a little bit of the lava flow just about there. But one of the things that's good for us to do with our pupils is to show them the different ways in which these satellite images can display the data, because they collect light from more than just the visible spectrum of light. So if I go on to the false color here, the vegetation is showing in red, and it allows me to see much more clearly the active lava flow that's coming down here, and in this case how it was diverted by the earthen levee that sent it down almost all the way but not quite to the sea. And I can get this data in nearly real time to follow this event as it's unfolding. But it also allows me to explore how this has evolved and changed over time. So if I go up here to the date, I can see all the dates that the satellite passed over this area. There is a cloud cover toggle that I can drag down here, and if I want to get clearer images, because one of the challenges of remote sensed images is cloud cover and you can't see through. So if I drag this down, you can see the days that will have images that are available to me. So that's the 29th of March. If I come back here to the 2nd of March, I can see the before image. Now that it's loaded, I can go through those more quickly. There's the before, or there's the after, and there's the before. But one of the cool things that this allows me to do is to add these to compare. Those little arrows there, I've added that one to compare, and I want this one here from the 29th. I'm also going to add it to compare. You can now see that there are two that have come up here for compare. I click on that, and I now can drag across to do a really interesting comparison. I can have the split view, or I can go to the opacity view. I like the opacity view because it allows you to see how that evolved. So that's before, and that's after, and we can zoom in really close to this and see just the significance of those lava levees, how they diverted the lava flow out of the way. In fact, using this feature, I can tell the story of this lava flow in its entirety. So if I go on to the date here, check this out in advance so I know when these are occurring. The first eruption occurred in November. So if I come back here to the 8th of November, this is before any of the eruptions occurred. Here we have Grindavik, the Blue Lagoon in here, and the Svartsvengi power station. And none of these areas had experienced this lava flow. Then I'm going to come across to the next date, which I'm just going to select here as going to go into February, and the date is February the 6th. And here we see the first of the lava flows that occurred. Unfortunately, although the lava levee did a great job in keeping most of this lava flow away, one short area of fissure opened up here and came in and destroyed some of the homes in Grindavik. And what we can see from this is how we can tell this advancing story. If I come forward then into March, and I go to March the 3rd or the 2nd, I can see this other lava flow that has occurred at this point. And we see this series of lava events that are occurring. This was the one that unfortunately came down and affected the power supply and the hot water supply into the Reykjanes Peninsula. And if I come back to early April, I can see that lava flow in operation. Here we have the actual fissure itself. This is the fissure as it opens out, and the lava flows coming down here The levee stopped it coming into the Blue Lagoon and the power station, but we did lose power for a while and hot water for the Reconnaissance Peninsula. So it's a relatively simple interface that allows us to get access to these data sets, these remote sense geospatial data sets in near real time to help us tell the stories as they unfold with our pupils.